Hello and welcome back. Once again, my name is Avery Clark, and today I'll be going over my final project, which is a loan management system. The plan is to just go over the problem, the requirements briefly, and then go through the SQL and demonstrate the web page as well. All right, so for a little intro, the client for something like this would be a small lending institution like a bank or a credit union. And then some of the problems they might be fighting with are that underwriting loans takes too long, they're struggling to record loan payments. Overall, they just want a easier, more efficient system for creating and monitoring loans. And so some requirements that spring from those problems are firstly, automated underwriting, um, loan creation, and generating loan payments with interest, recording these loan payments so you can look back at them, and some form of password protection because this is, financial information. And here's the ERD for my system. Pretty straightforward. You have account holders who can have many or zero accounts. Each account obviously must have one and only one account holder. And then accounts can make payments. They can make many payments or none, but each payment must have an account. And these payments go towards loans, but each payment is for for one and only one loan. Loan types can have many loans or none, and obviously each loan must have a loan type. And then we're going to get into some of the SQL, and I'm just going to walk through that directly on here. So obviously we have stored procedures, for example, to create new account holders, create new accounts, all that sort of stuff, but it's very straightforward, just like an insert with maybe a bit of a data constraint to make sure you don't, duplicate the data. But I'll just go over the two most interesting stored procedures. So the first one here is to add new loans. So as you can see, they have to input a password. Each account holder creates their own password when they become an account holder. And so we can verify this to ensure basically that there's an account holder ID that matches with the password that's been input and a password that matches with the account holder ID that's been input. And then if it doesn't, obviously the password's incorrect or maybe the account holder ID is incorrect. So we're going to spit out this to say check inputs incorrect password. And then we get into some underwriting guidelines. This is where the automated underwriting is stored. So first of all, we want our loans to be all between 36 and 72 months. And if they're not, then we're going to say they must be, and we're going to quit running the program. And we have some underwriting guidelines for each person for the total amount that they can take out. Obviously, if you have a great credit score, we're going to allow you to borrow more money. You're going to have a higher credit limit. And if you have a really low credit score, it's going to be a lower credit limit. So we're basically just saying, basically dividing the credit scores into these chunks, whether it's between 700 and 850, and then you can borrow up to 200,000, 600 and 700, 150,000, and 300 and 600, 100,000. And this is obviously, we're taking the total loans outstanding, which is a column in the account holder's the account holder's table, and we're adding it to the new loan amount that you're applying for. So if your outstanding loans plus the new loan that you want is greater than 200,000, then we're going to say maximum loans reached, total loans outstanding is too high, etc. for all the same for the other sort of ranges of credit scores. And then we move into the underwriting for the specific loans. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to check the credit score of the account holder versus the minimum credit score in the loan type table. So obviously this is going to be a join. So we're just joining the loan types table to the account holders table. And we're selecting from account holders the account holder credit score. And we're selecting from loan types the minimum credit score. And we're checking to see if it exists that the credit score is less than the minimum credit score. And then obviously we're going to spit out credit score is too low for the loan type, maybe try a low rated loan and quit running the program. And also we're ensuring that the balance you're applying for is within the minimum and maximum for that loan type. Again, very straightforward, just ensuring that the minimum balance is greater than the applied for loan amount. Sorry, we're ensuring that it isn't, because if it is, we're going to say the loan amount's too small. And the opposite for loan amount too large. If the loan amount applied for is larger than the maximum balance, We're going to say loan amount's too large and quit running the program. But if none of those things are true and we make it down here, then we're going to insert into the loans table all these bits of information. So the loan type ID, account holder ID, loan amount, loan term months, those are all input directly. And the monthly payment is calculated via this little calculation, I guess. And this is just basically a simple interest formula. Not compounding interest because that's a little complicated. So there's no amortization on these loans. Basically, what this just means is if you're taking out $1,000 loan for 3 years at 5%, that's just 5% of 1,000, which is $50 times 3, so 1,150 divided by 36 months. So it's very straightforward type of interest. And the interest per payment is just the, this is right here. It's just the total payment minus the principal of the payment, which is obviously just loan amount divided by loan term in months. So what's necessarily remaining from that is the interest. And the remaining balance is just going to be the original loan amount. And then for the account holders, we're increasing their total loans outstanding by the loan amount, obviously for the specific account holder that we've been applying for. And then when it comes to making a payment, this is the other interesting stored procedure. Again, password protected, just like adding a new loan and like creating a new account, also password protected. And so it's a lot of updates, basically. We're just reducing the balances on a bunch of different calculated fields. So for example, the remaining balance for the loan is going to be subtracting the principal amount. This is the formula for the principal amount of the payment. And we're updating the total interest received by the interest amount of each payment. And for account holders, we're subtracting their total deposits by the full monthly payment, so principal plus interest on the loan. And we're reducing the total loans outstanding by the principal amount, not the interest, because the interest doesn't go towards the actual balance of the loan. And then we're reducing the balance of the account that paid by the full monthly payment, so principal plus interest. And then we're going to say if the loan balance, remaining balance, is less than 50 cents, we're going to close it off, set currently open to 0, which is false, so not currently open. And I didn't set it to 0 because I think there could be some rounding errors with that. Like if the loan payments are like an odd number of cents, I think you might never hit 0, and then you would just go negative. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that would fix that issue. And then obviously, because one of the requirements we want is to record payments, so we can look back at them and say, if there's a discrepancy and a customer says they paid when we think they didn't, you can look back into this payments table that we're creating and see, oh, you did pay on this loan with this account on this date. All right, so that's the most interesting sort of part of the SQL. And then we will hop down to the web page in ASP.NET. So here's what it looks like sort of on the back end. It's just a multi-view with a bunch of these links to go to different parts of the different views within the multi-view. This would be like a frontline employee view. So somebody like a bank teller, maybe a loan originator, and we can generate the tables for each of these tabs, and we can input data in each of these tabs. And this is a feedback box. So if anything goes wrong, it should tell you what went wrong and why. And if we look at it in the actual web, here's what it looks like. Account holders, you can generate that list. You've got accounts, loan types, loans, and payments. So let's go through it and generate a new loan. Let's see, which account holder will we do it for? We will do it for, let's see, 2010, Judy Jenkins. Well, I'll pick somebody actually with a worse credit score so I can show some of the underwriting. Let's see. Who's got bad credit? I have bad credit. Avery Clark. Nice. So for account holder 3, we'll say that I'm looking for loan type 1, a prime auto loan. My score is somewhere near 650, so I actually don't qualify for this. So the system will catch it. Loan amount, we'll say 20,000, which is, I believe, within the minimum. Yes, it is. My password, 123, very creative. And we'll say 36 months, create new loan. Oh, credit score is too low for loan type selected. Perhaps try low rated loan. Okay. I'll move down to the regular auto loan, which I do qualify for at a higher interest rate. But I'll say I'll get the password wrong. 1234. Oh, check inputs, incorrect password. And perhaps I'll do 30 months. Oh, loan term must be between 36 and 72 months. So as you can see, that automated underwriting is kicking in. And then what if I want to take out a $500 auto loan? Ooh, loan amount too small. What about a $1 million auto loan? Ooh, that would make my total loans outstanding too high. Okay, so everything should be correct. There we go. No error code. So we go down here, refresh. And once you know it, there it is. Loan type 2 for account holder 3, loan amount, loan term months. Here's the monthly payment and the interest per payment. My remaining balance and no interest received yet. And now if we go to account holders, that should be updated here on this top row in my total loans outstanding. And yep, added $20,000 to my total loans outstanding. Very nice. And let's go ahead and make a payment on that loan just to see what that looks like. And the loan ID is 4008 for account holder 3. And then because loans are assigned to account holders as opposed to accounts, I can pay with any of my accounts that I want to use. So let's see, I only have one account ID 2. And I'm going to pay today. And password protected again, 123. Let's make a payment and generate the payments list. And there we go. There's a payment ID generated. And again, like I said, we want to record the payments so we can look back on them. For my account 2 on this loan on today's date. And now if we go to the loans, total interest received and remaining balance should both be changed. And they have been. Remaining balance reduced by the monthly payment amount and total interest received increased by the interest per payment. Oh, sorry. Remaining balance is decreased not by the monthly payment, but by the monthly payment minus the interest per payment, the principal amount in the loan. And then if we go to accounts and we generate, there we go. Our balance has been reduced by the total amount of the payment. And if we go here to the account holders list, my total loans outstanding and total deposits should both decrease. Boom, there you go. It's all in order. Very nice. And then obviously that's how the system works. And I guess I should mention a couple of sort of simplifications. Let me pull them up down here. Loans charge simple interest, like I mentioned, it's not compounding, and the loan term doesn't change the rate, which is another thing. Like if we look back here at loan types, the prime auto loan, the interest rate's 4.5%. And if I change the loan term between 36 and 72 months, that doesn't impact anything. But what you would really expect is for a longer term loan, you need to charge a higher rate of interest. That's the illiquidity premium because you have to pay longer because we don't have access to that cash for a longer period of time. And let's see what else. Oh, a couple of next steps. Charging fees to accounts that go negative. I think I have an example of one on the web page. Pull this up. Yeah, we have an account that's negative by 400 bucks. A lot of banks and financial institutions have something called like courtesy pay. Where they'll cover you if you're like 100 bucks under, it's fine. But if you continue to decrease your accounts beyond that, there will be like a fee, or they'll just quit covering you if you try to go negative. Um, and there's no system for that yet. We're not tracking if they're negative, and you could still make a payment on this account and bring it even lower, which obviously we'd want to avoid. And you could fix that fairly easily. Setting up auto pay, obviously these are monthly payments in theory, so you should be able to set them to be every month. So we need some system of tracking when payments are made and when they're due, because also right now you could make three payments in one day, or you could never make a payment and the system will never sort of catch that or raise a red flag, which is kind of an issue. And then credit scores are a um, very static piece of data right now. You just input it when you're creating a new account holder. That's fine, but it's just not how credit scores actually work. I mean, your credit score is constantly changing. And in reality, what an institution would do is they would receive a credit score. They'd put out a credit check and they'd receive a credit score from a reporting agency like Equifax or TransUnion or whatever. Um, so, I mean, at the bare minimum, to make this more realistic, you should be able to update your credit score. In reality, you would not be in charge of inputting the credit score. You would receive it. You'd get it from a third party credit reporting agency. And then paying interest on bank deposits. That's pretty straightforward. I mean, if you were an account holder, why would you put your deposits into this bank? Because they don't offer you any interest. I mean, banks don't pay very much interest, but any bit of interest is better than none. So, and that would be, I think, pretty easy to do to just increase the account balances at a certain, like yearly, by a certain small percentage point. Um, yeah, and that's about it. Thank you so much for your time.